Alright, hey you guys. Welcome to the channel, Andrew Crandall. Please give a like and subscribe. I need you guys to dance around that like button and give it lots of hugs. So just help me with that. But look, I'm here to talk about Berserk again today. I want to talk about what Berserk means as a story to me, like why the story of Berserk is so powerful. I think it's going to be kind of my opinion. I'm going to also discuss just something that I was talking about with one of my buddies, a little theory at the end. So let's get right into it, guys. Kind of want to set the tone with some background. Now look, we all know the story, okay? Oh, I don't want to compete with this. I want it here, I just don't want to compete. Spoilers, guys. We're going to be talking a lot of end manga stuff here. So, Guts, born from a dying, hung mother, makes it all the way after being sold into child sex slavery. He keeps going. He learns to fight from the guy who's like basically selling him out every night for like a coin or something. Kills that guy. Psychologically, physically survives all that. Then is just a mercenary. Gets jumped by Griffith's Band of the Hawk members. Kills a couple of them. Meets them. This embarks a huge journey. Guts Griffith, they become close friends. Then the eclipse. Okay, I just want to say with the Golden Age, first of all, breaking down that story arc, guys, I'm gonna say that story, the Golden Age arc, is quite possibly, in my opinion, the best story arc. Because it sets you up so well to be prepared for this, very routine kind of experience. Everything in the world seems so normal, like a real world experience. And nothing is being... There's no spirits, there's no astral beings, there's no anything. But then out of nowhere, when the eclipse happens, you know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden there's these... I mean, I know we got some foreshadowing when Guts and Griffith fought Zod. I know that we got some foreshadowing about the eclipse. But it's just still so random, and it takes a sci-fi turn real hard and just dives in it and embellishes that and does such a good job with that. And I think that this is one of my favorite stories of all time. I write stories, I love stories, and this is just my passion. I invite anyone who has not gotten into Berserk to just dive. Take the plunge right now. You will not regret it, I promise. On your sweet mother's grave, if she's dead, I promise you will not regret it. It is the best damn story I've seen in a while, read in a while, etc. But yeah, the Golden Age arc is so good, and they build up that relationship well. They build up those characters all kind of have these individual characteristics that stick out. Like Judo, he's real good at throwing things. There's that guy Corcus who hates Guts, and he really hates him, but he loves Griffith, and so you kind of hate love him. Casca, obviously very many aspected character. I mean, these people in the Band of the Hawk, they all get viciously murdered, and you kind of have a small attachment to a lot of them. And it's so well done. And then all the transitions to the spiritual sci-fi world, they all make sense. It all works. And the anime doesn't lose its dark sense. If anything, it gains more of a dark sense, just further and further. And the dark element of the Berserk story isn't done in a cheesy way. A lot of dark undertone stories can feel very cheap, very rushed, or just not well executed, but this is not one of them, right? So this is an example where everything is timed well. I think people who criticize Berserk or don't like it a lot might actually say that maybe they feel like the Golden Age is rushed or incomplete or enough wasn't done. I actually just want to comment on this one aspect and say, or this one perspective and say, Berserk. Okay, when you're writing a story, you don't want to overdo it on the beginning. Like, let me give you an example of where this works again, and I'll give you an example of overdoing it, right? So a very popular story where they don't do a lot of, they don't spend a lot of time getting you connected to the characters before the main journey starts, and you're thrown into the rough with these characters. Lord of the Rings. So in Lord of the Rings, Frodo and Sam are established, and Merry and Pippin are, they're all friends. They're all established as friends, but it isn't until the very end where you see them again. And it's very emotional to see them again, despite not a lot of time, you know, and so you cannot put a lot of time into those moments and still reap those long-awaited reunitement moments. An example where this doesn't work is with Game of Thrones. So in Game of Thrones, I'll just say, I don't want to get in the Game of Thrones, but generally speaking, they have introduced characters and not given them enough time before killing them, doing whatever. That would just be a quick example off the top of my head. Now, Berserk also does a really good job about creating problems. As a writer, as a storyteller, as a reader, you want there to be plenty of problems that make sense. They don't feel inserted. They don't feel shoved into the story. It feels like these problems came about naturally, and otherwise the story could still have a direction. Like, Guts would just be with Katsuka, and they would be romantically, happily enjoying their lives. But then there's all these problems in the way. The problem, like, guys, Kentaro is a beast at this. He is so good at creating problems for his characters and describing how those problems affect those characters, having characters grow from those problems but not grow before those problems. Like, these are things that are hit on very well. Foreshadowing, a literary element, just off the top of my head, again, when they see Zod, Guts and Griffith fight Zod, like I mentioned earlier. That was foreshadowing. And there's tons of other literary elements. I'm just kind of spitballing, you know. But also, the element of mystery is there. So Kentaro does another fantastic job at keeping you guessing, even till right now, where we're at in the story. You know, we have a lot of questions. Is Griffith and Guts going to fight? Is Guts not even going to care? What's going to happen on Helm or whatever? Like, there's so many questions, right, guys? And I think that another reason that this story is so appealing to so many people, other than the problems it presents and the way it presents it, I think it's also just you know, there's so many mysterious elements. Like, there's so many reasons for you to flip the next page. Like, think about it. Like, a really good author is going to give you more than one reason to flip that page. Or if it's one reason to flip that page, it's such a good reason that it's compelling enough to flip all the pages. Like, do you see what I'm getting at? I mean, this is... I want to know more about the God Hand, you know? I want to know so much more information, generally speaking, when it comes to Berserk. And that's just something that good storytellers and authors do a fantastic job of, is just hooking you in and getting you to understand there's a lot going on here. I have put a lot of thought into this, and you're lucky to know what you know at this point, and, you know, have all those feelings too. A good author and a good story can make you feel those ways. But yeah, guys, I recommend this story. 10 out of 10. I hope you liked my reasons for why I thought it was good from a story perspective. I really am glad I did this video because I wanted to talk about Berserk from sort of like an author's perspective or like a critic's perspective, and also generally. I will be covering anything as soon as we get updates from Young Animal or whoever, and God bless, guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll be making another video soon, either a rap video, cover video, who knows. I was thinking about doing a video, honestly, you guys, on making YouTube videos and doing it with such a small audience and when no one cares. I think that's what I'm going to do my next video on, just talking about how it can be very hard to upload still every day, and it is. So, but with that in mind, see you guys later. Upload soon. Peace.